Innovation often comes from group work, and group work needs facilitation and tools. Most of these tools have been tried and tested for many decades, but many are not appropriate when it comes to facilitating a workshop with blind or visually impaired participants. The result is that we tend to exclude blind and visually impaired people from innovation processes. This is not only discriminatory, but it also prevents us from gaining insights into their needs, as well as many creative ideas.
As part of the Live in Innovation project, the Siemens Accessibility Competence Center has implemented a series of workshops with blind and visually impaired people, developing, supplementing, and testing tools. These tools can be easily added into your facilitation kit, meaning you can design your future workshop in a truly inclusive way.
Let's first talk about handouts. It is good practice providing handouts and slides in large print to persons with low vision. Additionally, you should send all the materials as electronic documents in due time before the workshop, so that blind people and people with low vision have time to make themselves familiar with the documents, with the help of their personal assistive tools. Formatting should be easily displayable in Braille or understandable when read out by synthetic voice. For example, headings in Word should be set as headings and not just be put in bold. If you use pictures, you should always include a description of the picture, a feature that is supported by most Office programs. Formatting and decorative images require an empty description. To meet the needs of colorblind people, it is best to ensure high contrast and choose colors that are easily recognizable. To meet the needs of blind people, all documents should be available in Braille on request. Ask the participants about their personal preferences. There is an option for every budget, ranging from purchasing a Braille printer to internet printing services. However, larger documents should preferably be provided in accessible electronic formats.
When we collect ideas, we often work with moderation cards. And there are many different colors, sizes, and shapes that can be used. For people with special needs, however, these forms of visualization are often not sufficient. If participants with low vision are in your workshop, make sure that the cards are particularly large, ensure high contrast, and use colors that are suitable for colorblind people, both for the cards and the pens. When you need to make use of drawings, you can use tactile foils to quickly create sketches.
A crucial role in any workshop is played by the facilitator, who should be trained in dealing with people with no and low vision and ideally already have experience in such settings. At the beginning of the workshop, you should describe the room and important facilities, such as how the tables are positioned and where the emergency exits are. If visually impaired people participate in your workshop, very good lighting and a quiet environment are important. When working in small groups, an assistant should be assigned to each. This assistant takes notes for the participants and supports them later in the presentation of results. It is important that this assistant influences the process as little as possible, carefully listens to the group's discussion, and asks questions to ensure they have properly understood.
In most workshops, pictures are used as creative stimuli. However, if blind people or people with low vision are participating, other stimuli are needed to get the creativity going. A promising alternative can be the use of sounds. It is important that the sounds are not clearly recognizable, such as jingles from advertisements or very well-known film music. By contrast, sounds that create different associations trigger creativity and stimulate the imagination of the participants. A large variety of such sounds are available free of charge on the internet as so-called audicons. However, you can also record everyday sounds yourself with a microphone or using a synthesizer. A big advantage of using sounds is that they can also increase the creativity of people without visual impairments, and you can use the same methodology for all participants.
Plans and sketches are often used in workshops. For blind and visually impaired people, it can be difficult to grasp a spatial arrangement or to define it themselves. Tactile elements and objects can be an alternative. If the aim is to create orientation, a plan can be replaced by a 3D model, for example, a model of a floor plan. If you want to design products together in a group work, you can use Lego bricks. The base plate provides the structure, but the participants are still free in building the dimensions. You could also use individual Lego bricks as symbols or functions, for example, a wheel as a controller or a slanted brick as a screen. But this method should not be confused with Lego serious play and the available combinations, as here we're talking about shapes and not so much about visual impressions. Ensure that the materials or models are not too detailed. Many visually impaired people are older people who have difficulties with small objects because their fingertips are no longer as sensitive.
When blind people or people with low vision participate in workshops, many facilitators tend to form the groups according to vision, because they feel that is the best way to meet their needs. This can be useful if different products are to be developed for these groups. However, if the goal is to develop a product that can be used by all people, regardless of their vision, then mixed groups are preferable.
This brings us to the most important advantage of involving people with special needs in innovation processes, which has become well known under the term design for all. Good inclusive design benefits all people and can be used by all people. If you involve people with special needs in your innovation process, you will find solutions that not only benefit them, but also you will develop better and smarter products overall.
The facilitation methods required for this are not rocket science. You just need to add some inclusive elements to existing tools and make use of new tools which create benefits for all. If you want to learn more about the tools and how to conduct online workshops with blind and visually impaired people, please download our guide on the Live in Innovation website.